Thanks a lot, Lisa. One of the best people I know at connecting dots. How much rain could we see over the next 24 hours? About an inch to an inch and a half looks to be the upper threshold. I have seen as much as 2 inches for some estimates, by the way. And then you're seeing about a half inch to an inch really the further north that you go. But there's more to that story because it's actually the North Carolina mountains that are going to have a chance for a wintry mix. And I wouldn't even be surprised if you do have a few pockets of brief snow that mixes it in with some of this rain. But plain and simple, it is going to be a cold, miserable rain by tomorrow. So let's get there. In the near term, we're going to see some breaks in the clouds. Barely. I still think it's going to be overall a mostly cloudy day, and then it turns overcast later on because watch this cloud cover through the afternoon completely takes over, especially heading in the evening. And then we see our first signs of a wintry mix by about 10 p.m. up here in the high country, right along the Tennessee border. Our winter weather advisory officially starts at 7 o'clock. At that point, I think you're going to start to see maybe a few snow flurries, some snow, and then eventually we could start to mix this over to a freezing rain column. I think it's going to be late evening heading through the early morning hours. So we could have several hours of freezing rain. So that could be up to about a quarter inch, looks to be the upper threshold. Meanwhile, rolling into the early morning hours right around Charlotte, once the rain starts, it's not going to stop. And we're even dealing with some heavier rain rates that are going to come with this. I think especially around the middle of the morning commute, I know the worst time, we're going to have the worst conditions. So have the warmer rain jacket if you can. But I think this is all clothing on deck where rain boots, rain jacket, all of that jazz, and then certainly the umbrella because it is going to be a cold, miserable rain. By about 10 to noon, though, we're pushing that rain out of here. By the early to mid-afternoon, clouds still remain, but we're starting to erode the clouds, allowing for some sunshine and maybe a brief little snow up in the mountains. So a quick recap, cold rain and with a chance for a little bit of that ice starts tonight, going through the entirety of your Tuesday morning, but does not include tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at that winter weather advisory. This is issued because the chance of up to 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice, a lot of slick surfaces, especially on bridges and overpasses. Going forward, you hope that maybe we're going to see a warm up, but we don't. We see temperatures back to the lower 50s on Thursday. Sunshine, though, on Wednesday, but then boom, another big drop down. Look at this, either side of 40 degrees. That's our high on Friday. This even could come with a wintry mix even closer to the Charlotte area, or the greater Charlotte area at least, heading into the weekend back to around the lower 50s.